China's rapid industrial growth has come at a heavy cost. From devastating floods to deadly explosions, the country has seen some of the worst industrial disasters in history. Today, we'll dive into the Banqiao Dam tragedy of 1975, the most catastrophic failure that China has ever experienced. Join us to explore the causes and consequences of this disaster and discover how we can prevent such tragedies from happening again. The Banqiao Dam, a colossal hydroelectric dam situated on the Ru River in China's Henan province, was constructed in 1952 as part of Mao Zedong's Great Leap Forward initiative. Aiming to enhance the country's industrial and agricultural productivity, the dam was designed to provide irrigation, flood control, and power generation for the surrounding areas, while also serving as a symbol of China's technological and socialist achievements. The Banqiao Dam was one of the 62 dams built on the Ru River and its tributaries, creating a cascading system that spanned over 1,000 kilometers. The entire system had a reservoir capacity of 5.7 billion cubic meters, equivalent to the annual runoff of the river, with the Banqiao Dam alone having a capacity of 675 million cubic meters and a height of 24.5 meters. It was equipped with 12 sluice gates, each with a discharge capacity of 174.3 cubic meters per second. On August 8, 1975, a powerful typhoon named Nina struck the eastern coast of China, bringing heavy rainfall and strong winds to the area. The typhoon moved inland, eventually reaching the Ru River basin, where it stalled and intensified. The rainfall exceeded the Banqiao Dam's design capacity in upstream reservoirs, causing the water level to increase rapidly. The dam operators tried to open the sluice gates, but they were blocked by debris and silt. The water pressure also damaged the electrical and communication systems, making it impossible to coordinate with other dams in the cascade. The water level in the Banqiao Dam rose to 117.94 meters, 0.3 meters above the crest, at 9:30 p.m. on August 8 of 1975. The dam was teetering on the brink of collapse, and the operators had no option but to evacuate. At 9:40 p.m., the dam finally gave way, unleashing a tremendous wall of water that surged downstream. The flood's height reached 10 meters and its speed was 50 kilometers per hour, obliterating everything in its path. The catastrophe also caused the collapse of 61 other dams in the cascade, producing a domino effect that intensified the disaster beyond measure. What were the consequences of the dam failure? The Banqiao Dam failure is considered to be one of the most catastrophic dam-related disasters in the world, causing widespread devastation and loss of life. The disaster resulted in an estimated death toll of 26,000 people, with an additional 145,000 people succumbing to diseases and famine in the aftermath. The catastrophic flood caused by the dam failure also left an astonishing large number of people displaced, 11 million in total, and destroyed over 6.8 million homes, 18,600 factories, and 3.4 million hectare-acres of farmland. The economic impact of the disaster was also severe, with an estimated loss of 18.5 billion yuan, which amounted to 6% of China's GDP at that time. The environmental impact of the dam failure was equally devastating, with severe soil erosion, water pollution, and ecological degradation. The floodwaters carried away vast amounts of topsoil, which led to a significant reduction in soil fertility and productivity. The flood also carried with it various toxic chemicals, pesticides, and sewage, which contaminated water sources and posed a significant risk to the health of those who survived the disaster. The floodwaters also had a profound effect on the natural habitats and biodiversity of the river basin, causing irreparable damage to the ecosystem's delicate balance. What were the reasons behind the dam's failure? The Banqiao Dam failure in 1975 was a devastating event that claimed the lives of over 171,000 people and left millions homeless. This was not a simple case of natural calamity, but a complex result of human error, political pressure, and technological failure. The Banqiao Dam was supposed to provide flood control, irrigation, and hydroelectric power to the Henan province in China, which turned into a catastrophic disaster due to several factors. One of the main reasons for the failure was poor design and construction. The dam was built with low-quality materials and inadequate engineering standards, making it vulnerable to structural damage and leakage. The dam was also designed to withstand a maximum rainfall of 300 millimeters per day, which was far below the actual rainfall of 1,600 milliliters per day that occurred during the typhoon. The dam also lacked sufficient spillways and outlets to release excess water, creating a bottleneck effect that increased the water pressure. Another critical factor was the lack of information and communication between the dam operators and authorities. They did not have accurate and timely information about the weather conditions, the water level, and the status of other dams in the cascade. The meteorological department failed to forecast the intensity and path of the typhoon, and did not issue any warnings or alerts to the dam operators. The communication system was also unreliable and disrupted by the flood, making it difficult to coordinate and respond to the emergency. Political interference and negligence were also a significant contributor to the disaster. The Banqiao Dam was built under the influence of the Great Leap Forward, a political movement that prioritized quantity over quality, and ideology over reality. The dam was seen as a showcase of China's socialist achievements, and any criticisms or suggestions for improvement was suppressed or ignored. The dam operators and authorities were also reluctant to take any preventive or corrective measures, such as lowering the water level or opening the sluice gates, for fear of being accused of wasting water or sabotaging the power generation. In summary, the Banqiao Dam failure was a catastrophic event that resulted from a combination of poor design, lack of information and communication, and political pressure and negligence. The lessons learned from this tragedy have led to significant improvements in dam safety and emergency response, but there is still much more to be done to prevent such disasters from happening again. What were the lessons learned from the dam's failure? The Banqiao Dam failure prompted the Chinese government to revise its policies and regulations on dam safety and environmental protection. As a result, the government established a national committee on dam safety and adopted stricter and more scientific criteria for dam design and construction. They also enhanced their information and communication systems, improved meteorological and hydrological monitoring and forecasting systems, as well as established a real-time data sharing and early warning mechanism among the dams and the cascade. Finally, the government recognized the trade-offs and conflicts between dam development and environmental conservation, and adopted a more holistic and sustainable approach to water resource management, increasing public participation and transparency in decision-making and evaluation processes, and addressing the social and economic impacts of dam construction and operation on affected communities. The Banqiao Dam failure in China was a catastrophic and costly event that ultimately provided the nation with an opportunity to improve and innovate. As a result, China has emerged as a world leader in dam construction and management and has made remarkable contributions to the global knowledge and practice of dam engineering and governance. Dams have played a significant role in providing multiple services and functions to China, such as power generation, irrigation, flood control, and water supply. However, China continues to face various complex challenges and uncertainties in the future. Climate change and extreme weather events are expected to increase in frequency and intensity, leading to potential threats to the safety and performance of the dams. Climate change could also impact the hydrological cycle, leading to changes in water availability and affecting the demand and supply of water resources. Furthermore, dam construction and operation could have negative and irreversible impacts on the natural environment and human society, including displacement, resettlement, compensation, livelihood, culture, biodiversity, and ecosystem services. Dam construction and operation could also lead to conflicts and disputes among different stakeholders, such as upstream and downstream users, local and national governments, and domestic and international actors. On the other hand, technological innovation could offer new solutions and opportunities for dam construction and management, such as smart dams, renewable energy, and water-saving technologies. Technological innovation could also transform the existing paradigms and practices of dam engineering and governance, such as decentralized and distributed systems, participatory and collaborative platforms, and adaptive and resilient strategies. The Banqiao Dam failure is considered one of the worst industrial catastrophes in China's history, and one of the most terrible natural disasters worldwide. The incident resulted from a combination of natural and human factors and had a devastating impact on both the people and the environment. Despite the tragedy, the incident provided valuable lessons and motivated China to improve its dam construction and management practices. However, it also raised complex questions and challenges for the future, requiring careful analysis and